Dang, it's been a minute. Let me do
Log in to KofiPiesieTV.com and get Spears of the Mossi Volume 1 by Kofi Piesie Research Team, from Spears the Pen Volume 2 by Kofi Piesie Research Team, Spiritual Combat Volume 3 by Kofi Piesie Research Team, One Night Before Bed by Any Erection Calfunny, Kalawa's Trip to the Motherland by Kofi Piesie, From Cocaine to Consciousness by Any Erection Calfunny, As I Learned, We All Learn by Kofi Piesie. Also, if you want fresh merch, go to our online store, Family Connect Apparel, and get all the brands. Also, get our 54 deck of quiz and educational cards available now on KofiPiesieTV.com.
all right, peace and Black African power. Welcome back to Kofi Piesie Piesie TV. First I want to say ETM Hotep, Dua Duau, Dua Aku, Dua Netcha, Fatmu Alafie, Fatmu Riwi, Majuba Iba E Gungun, Majuba Iba E Gungun, Majuba Iba E Lakba, Majuba Iba E Lakba. I am Rini Kofi Piesie, Igungun Kiki, Igungun. I always want to give honor and praises to the ancestors, because without the ancestors, we wouldn't be here. We are our ancestors. Before we get into the bill, I got my brother T'Challa Bangara on the panel. You got any words, man, before I get started?
Peace to the family. Hope y'all having a good day so far. Let's get into this good information real quick. Kofi got a 1-2 for us, so let's get into it. Like the show, share the show, and that's it.
All right. Yeah, please like and share the show. I ain't gonna keep y'all too long today. I know y'all got a whole lot going on this love day. Let me share my screen. All right. I'm about to go in. Let me know when my screen sharing to T'Challa. Or let me know when you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, hold on, man. I done added a damn slide. All right, let me enlarge it. Let me do this. And then let me go back here on this end. Let me go back to YouTube. And okay. Y'all give me 1 sec. All right, let me just put that up there. All right. Today's presentation is Wangari Maathai, the radical environmentalist. Like I said, I wanted to do something, man. Everybody been doing something for Black History Month, man, and we've been, a lot of people been, highlighting people that, we probably, we've been already familiar with. So I wanted to highlight her. I hadn't seen a lot of people mention her, for Black History Month. So I wanted to mention this Kikuyu woman from East Africa, man, today. So we're going to talk about Wangari Maathai. All right, for people that follow us know this is our motto, this is our saying. We live by this. As I learn, we all learn. And we must not let our ancestors down. Hold on here. All right. Now, before we get into the bill, here is a quote by Wangari Maathai. We cannot tire or give up. We owe it to the present and the future generation of all species to rise and walk up. All right. Wangari Maathai. She was born on April the 1st, 1940, in Nare, Kenya. Environmentalist activist Wangari Maathai grew up in a small village. Her father supported the family, worked as a tenant foreman. At the time, Kenya was still a British colony. Maathai's family decided to send her to school, which was uncommon for girls to be educated at this time. She started a local primary school when she was 8 years old, which was ran by Catholic nuns. She soon excelled and was offered by scholarship to study at a broader school in Nairobi. Wangari won a scholarship in 1960 to go to college in the United States. Maathai attended Mount St. Scholastical College in Chisholm, Kansas, where she earned a bachelor's degree in biology in 1964. 2 years later, she completed a master's degree in biological science at the University of Pittsburgh. I got this highlighted, so pay attention. Maathai would later draw inspiration by the civil rights and the anti-Vietnam War movement in the United States. So when she won a scholarship and she left Kenya and came over here into the United States. She got a degree when she was over here in the United States, and she paid attention of what was going on at the time when she was over here in the United States. So a lot of things that we talk about in the previous slides, you can see she's drawn her inspiration, you know what I'm saying, or even got ideas from over here in the United States during the civil rights movement. So that's why I highlighted that she drawn inspiration by the civil rights movement and the anti-Vietnam War movement in the United States. Wangari Maathai returned to Kenya. Maathai studied veterinary autonomy at the University of Nairobi. She made history in 1971, becoming the first woman in East Africa to earn a doctoral degree. Maathai joined the university faculty as a professor and became the first woman to chair in the university department in the region in 1976. So she was the first person in East Africa, y'all, to obtain a doctoral degree, and she was the first person to join the university factory. And maybe not, she became the first woman in the chair of the university department of the region in that region in 1976. This is the school that she attended right here. And then she actually became a professor at this school, the University of Nairobi, a college research university. It was a rich history of educational research and is properly known for its biggest university in Kenya. During her years as a full-time academic, Maathai campaigned for equal pay at the university, irrespective of gender, and turned the Academic Staff Association into a labor union. Fighting for their cause, she also became involved in the Federational Council of Women of Kenya, the International Red Cross, and the United Environment Section. The Greenbelt Movement. Doing her work in the social rights movement, when Wangari Maathai realized that the fate of the people was directly connected to the environment, that is, and their attitude toward the treatment of it. In 1974, she founded Erosion, a company that hired unemployed women to plant trees. Although her business eventually failed, it provided the seed for the creation of Maathai's 1977 Greenbelt Movement, a group that took the Environmentalist ideal and fulfilled it through the international funding means. The Greenbelt Movement organization had a simple solution: train local communities to plant trees. Maathai started by working with women, recognizing that it was poor, rural women who often suffered the most from the damaged environment. By planting trees, the woman not only received an income, but also found a share of sense of purpose. In the meantime, the trees created renewable resources to help repair the country ravaged land. Now, this is Maathai here. Now, the movement that she started, y'all, was a movement of planting trees. Now, she had many roles that she facilitated. She was a professor. She became a politician, a human activist, you know what I'm saying, and an environmental activist. And she's looking at her environment, and urbanists are coming in and cutting down trees. So she understood how important trees were, and we're going to talk about how important trees were and what they call deforesting the forest, how it is a detriment to our society. But here's a picture here of her with a child planting a flower. Here's another image of her planting a tree. Now, are trees important? The trees are important because they provided a home for many plants, the animals too. They provided flowers, which grows on the forest floor. They provided food for insects, reptiles, birds, and mammals. They protected the soil from the wind and the rain. Most important of all, the forest is the lungs of the planet. Trees produce oxygen, which we breathe. They can help clean the air and by taking in their pollution. Is cutting trees down or deforesting bad? Deforestation, the action of clearing the wide areas of trees. All right, at a time, Kenya have gained its independence from the British Empire only 14 years before, suffering from a severe deforestation. During the British occupation since 1988, small homesteads had to make a way for vast monocultures of black teas, leaving the land dry and barren. The result, soils unable to hold water yield little opportunities to farming women. The main providing of drinking water, fireworks for cooking had to search for materials far and wide and cut even the smallest trees out to sheer necessities. Maathai understood that she who needs to care for today cannot care for tomorrow. Soil erosion is an African threat. Food and fuel supplies that contribute to the climates of changes. For over centuries, people like Wangari Maathai have tried to combat soil erosion in Africa. However, there has always been opposition from greedy business people and government. Currently, 40% of the soil in Africa is degraded. Degraded soil diminishes food production and leads to soil erosion, which in turn contribute to desertification. So here's a picture of soil erosion. The main cause of impacts of soil erosion: deforestation of agriculture, and one of the top causes of soil erosion. So we're talking about, especially at a particular time, or even now, us clearing the forests, saying that it is a detriment by clearing the forests. Trees are very important to our survival. Soil erosion also causes overgrades, of which cause floods too. Agrochemical causes soil erosions and degradation. Constructions of degradations activities. Providing to be very successful, the movement is responsible for planting for more than 30 million trees in Kenya and providing roughly 30,000 women with new skills and opportunities. Maathai also challenged governments of its development plans in handling all of the country's land. And unspoken critics, dictator Daniel Arap Moi, she was beaten, arrested numerous times. One of her most famous actions was in was in 1989. Maathai and her organization staged a protest in Nairobi Uhuru Park and prevented the construction of a skyscraper. Her campaign drew international attention, and the project was eventually dropped. The place in the park where she demonstrated became known as Freedom Park, or Uhuru Park. Uhuru is a Swahili word that means freedom. Now, this is the park, Nairobi Uhuru Park, aka Freedom's Corner. Now, a lot of this park is in Kenya. Now, a lot of people have been asking, and that the park should be named after Wangari Maathai. And the reason why, because she held many protests in this park. This park wouldn't even exist to this day if it wasn't for Maathai Wangari and her protesting of them destroying this park and cutting more trees down to build skyscrapers and other buildings. Now, this is Professor, because she is a professor, Wangari Maathai campaigning at the Uhuru Park. This is in 1991. Her courage protected Uhuru Park and the Karoo Forest from powerful land grabbers. The following year, Maathai was beaten badly and injured at another protest in Freedom Corner. This is the park we're talking about, the Uhuru Park. She was calling for the release of political prisoners. What she had started out as an environment movement quickly became a political effort as well. Nobody would have bothered me if all I did was to encourage women to plant trees, she later said, according to The Economist. But I started seeing the linkage between the problems that we are dealing with and the roots causing the environment's degradation. And one of those root causes was misgovernance. Maathai remained a vocal opponent of the Kenyan government until, and matter of fact, before I go back to that, go into this, during the time, I talked about Maathai. She was the first to get a doctoral degree. She became first on the board. She was a professor. She had all these different accolades. She's worked for this school during the time of she's getting out and she's protesting to stop deforestation or stop these people from coming in and cutting down these trees, because a lot of the deforestation of the forest, will create forest erosions, will make the land barren. You know what I'm saying? Not producing water, where the communities are not able to produce, food, because the land has become barren. So Maathai ended up losing her job, and because of these particular protests that she put in. But Maathai remained a vocal opponent of the Kenyan government until Mo's political party lost control in 2002. After several failed attempts, she finally earned a seat in the country parliament the same year. Maathai soon was appointed Assistant Minister of the Environment, Natural Resources of the Wildlife. In 2004, she received a remarkable honor. Maathai was given the 2004 Nobel Peace Prize for her contribution in sustainable development, democracy, and peace, according to the Nobel Foundational website. This here is a picture or image of Wangari Maathai receiving her Nobel Peace Prize. Here is another image of Wangari Maathai with her Nobel Medal and diploma at the Nobel Peace Prize Award. Here is another image of Wangari Maathai with Oprah Winfrey and Tom Cruise. This is at the Nobel Peace Prize concert. In her Nobel speech, Maathai said that picking her for the renowned Peace Prize challenged the world in broadening the understanding of peace. There can be no peace without equitable development, and there can be no development without substantial management of the environment and the democracy of peaceful space. She also called the release of fellow activist Aung San Suu Kyi and her talks. Here is the image of Wangari with Barack. He was this is in 2006. He was the U.S. Senator. Here's another picture of her with Barack and her daughters. They are watering and planting a tree. This is at the Uhuru Park in Nairobi. This is in 2006. Maathai shared the amazing life story with her world in the 2006 memorial Unbowed. Her final years, she battled ovarian cancer. She died on September the 25th, 2011, at the age of 71 years old. Maathai was survived by her 3 children, Wara, Majira, and Muta. She was also married to, and divorced because her husband said she was too strong-willed. Former U.S. Vice President and fellow environmentalist Al Gore was among those who offered remembrance of Maathai. Wangari overcame incredible obstacles to devote her life to the service to her children, to her constitute to the women, and indeed to all people of Kenya and to the world as a whole. According to the New York Times, she remained a potent example of how one person can be a force for change. As Maathai once wrote in her memoirs, what people see as fearlessness is really persistence. She was also, like I said, she was a highly intellectual person. She published numerous books, and some of the information that I got from this small presentation was from her memoir book called Embowed. So here is one of her publications here, Embowed. Here is another one of her publications, Replenish of the Earth, one by her, The Challengings of Africa, Greenbelt, which is a movement, the movement that she started when she started to notice things going wrong in her community, far as these urbanists coming in, these foreigners coming in and, you know, cutting down these trees and putting up these buildings, you know. And again, she understood the importances of trees, you know, the importance of trees give us oxygen, it blocks pollution, you know. Trees produce houses, shelter for animals. Trees also produce food, also produce herbs for medicine. So she understood how important trees was. So she created this movement, which created these protests to stop these urbanists from coming in and cutting down these trees in the forest. And there was many protests, like we talked about, many protesters in this park, which she saved, which many people has been asking that this park be named after Wangari Maathai, because the park wouldn't even be in existence if she wouldn't have stood at these different protests. This woman was arrested on multiple occasions for different protests that she had. She was put in jail. She was in prison. You know what I'm saying? This woman went through a lot. But this was one of her movement, Greenbelt Movement. The movement was very successful. I think they planted in Africa over 30 or 50 million trees in Africa, but there's other different movements going on right now all over the world, man, of reforesting trees, because they understand how important trees are to our environment and how important trees are important to us. Here is another publication, The Challenges for Africa. Another one of her publications, it's in French. I can't read that. Another one in French, the Greenbelt Movement, published by her. Even the UNESCO also published a book on Wangari Maathai. These are some of her honors. 1984, the Rights of Livelihood Award, the Better World Society, the Global 500 Rose Honor, the Goldman Environmental Prize, Huge Projects African Prize Leadership, the Edmund Medical for Outstanding Contributions of a Humanitarian through Science, Jane Addams Leadership Award, the Benedict College offering Medal, the Golden Arc Awards, the Juliet Hoster Awards, the Global Environment Award, World Associations of Non-Government Organizations, Conversational Scientists Awards for Columbia University. Excuse me. The Julia Hoster Award, Global Environment Award, World Association for the Non-Government Association. 2004, the Conversation Scientist Award for Columbia University. 2004, the J. Sterling Morton Award. 2004, the Petron Kelly Prize. 2004, the Sophie Prize. 2004, the Nobel Peace Prize. 2006, the League d'Honneur. I don't know what that is. I guess that's in French. 2006, the Doctor of Public Service, the Honorary Degree, University of Pittsburgh, the World Citizen Award, the Livingston Medical from Royal Scottish Geographical Society, the Enduro Gandhi Prize, the Cross of Order of Saint Benedict, this was in 2007. 2008, the Elizabeth Blackwell Award for Hobart and William Smith College, the NAACP Image Award, Chairman Award with Al Gore, Grand Gordon, the Order of Rising Sun of Japan. 2011, the Nicholas Chancellor Medical Award by Vanderbilt University. 2013, the Doctor of Science Honor Degrees, Syracuse University, New York. New York. So this woman was well acclaimed with a lot of awards. This woman did a whole lot. Personal achievements: she was the founder of the coordinators of the Greenbelt Movement, chairman of the board of the Greenbelt Movement, the United Nations Messenger of Peace, 2009 to 2011, co-chair of the Congo Basin Forest Fund, 2007 through 2011. She was a Goodwill Ambassador, Congo Basin Forest Initiative, 2005 to 2011. President Officer, Economic, Social, and Cultural Council of African Union, the ECO, SOCC, 2005 to 2007. The founding chair of the Greenbelt Movement International, 2005. The Assistant Minister, Environment, Republican of Kenya, 2003 to 2005. Members of the Parliament, Tetu Constituency, Republican of Kenya, 2005 to 2007. Founder member of Groups International, 1985. Director of Kenya Red Cross from 1973 to 1980. Conclusion: when one thinks of a radical environmentalist who is also an activist for the rights of women democracy, one would think of tree planting, inciting hunger strikes, rather than a parliamentarian universal professional who also happens to be a Nobel Prize literary. Wangari Maathai, however, was actually that activist and academic, prisoner, and political lobbyist at the highest level. She was also a woman of many firsts, the first African woman to receive a PhD, founder of the first Greenberg Party of Kenya, the first female African Nobel Peace Prize holder. From humble beginnings as the daughter of an illiterate small-scale farmer, Maathai climbed the ranks of politics and academia. Through the hard works and the admirable courage pioneers in the fight for the rights of women and the natural world. Yet until the untimely death age of 71, she planted trees with her own hands, living up to her credos and the human's needs to connect with the earth, and the holiness spawns around the relationship. These are my sources here for this presentation. Most of the information came from her book, her memoir, The Unbowed, but and some of her information from her Greenbelt movement, which is still existing, from her website. But these are my sources for this presentation. And when I was doing this presentation, man, all I could think about, T'Challa, if you still on here, let me stop sharing my screen real quick. Like I said, this small presentation I didn't want to hold too many people was. I thought about Fatu, man. Like I thought about Fatu and some of the things that she was actually doing for women. Like Wangari Maathai, man, like she fought for like women rights, man, you know, and she seen, you know, she created jobs for dang, I'm still sharing my screen. She created jobs for women when she created the Greenbelt Movement. Created jobs, and she understood the, you know, she's seen the effects of foreigners and people coming in and putting up buildings, you know what I'm saying, and how it was a detriment for their community, where it was you know, creating soil erosion, you know what I'm saying, in their community, man, where they couldn't even grow food, man, and, you know, get plants and you know, proper water flow. And you know, it was just a lot of things that she was doing that she created, man. It just made me think of Fatu Sane, man, with her gay and journal schools and how she target, you know, women and give women an opportunity, man.
Yeah, that's facts. She definitely you know, the Madam C.J. Walker type of mentality.
Right.
You know, that's real important that we highlight those that we don't, you know, most of us don't be knowing about these people that be, you know, like a woman of first, you know, that stood out. The fact that she was the first this, first that, you know,
Right.
especially in nowadays, everything's about being first nowadays. So
Yeah. Yeah. So man, I hope y'all, like I said, I know it's love day for a lot of y'all out here. So I didn't want to keep it, you know, keep y'all hold y'all too long, man. I just want to highlight this sister. Like I said, we talk about you know, especially during Black History Month, we've been highlighting a lot of our people, and we've been highlighting a lot of people that, you know, we're familiar with. So I just wanted to highlight this woman, man, this Kiku, which she is. She's from Kenya. She's a part of the Kikuyu tribe. You can go to the Mossi Warrior Clan channel. I did a presentation maybe 2 years on the Kikuyu people. So if you're not familiar with the Kikuyu people, there's other different ethnic groups, the Luau people. There's a lot of different ethnic groups and traditions in Kenya. I also descends from Kenya myself. My father side of the family migrated in the great Bantu migration from Kenya, and they ended up in Nigeria. So my people come from Kenya and migrated into Nigeria and been in Nigeria for centuries. So so if you're interested in who is the Kinkiyu of the Kinkiyu people, all you had to do was go to the Mossi Warrior Clan channel and look for that Kikuyu presentation. I can't remember the name of that presentation, man. But again, like I said, I hope y'all appreciate this small presentation on Wangari Maathai, and a lot of things that she did in East Africa. She drew a lot of her inspiration when she came over here and she went to college and received a degree over here. She paid attention to the civil rights movement that was going on over here. Real quick, if you hadn't got Spears of the Mossi, Volume 1, go to KofiPiesie.tv.com to get your Spears of the Mossi book written by Kofi Piesie research team. If you ain't got From Spears to Pen, Volume 2, please go to KofiPiesie.tv.com. That's where it's available at. Latest publications from Spiritual Combat, Volume 3. Is also available on KofiPiesie.tv.com. We also doing this Black History Month. We put out a 54-deck quiz and educational cards where you can quiz your friends, your families. You can quiz. You can play them with couples, etc. So it's a 54-deck of quiz cards. It has the Kofi Piesie Research Team logo on the cards. It has the Mossi Warrior Clan logos on the card. It has the Mboka brand logos on the cards. The questions on the front of the cards and the answers are on the back of the cards. You can also find that on KofiPiesie.tv.com. If you want some of our apparel, you can type in your Google chats. You can go to Google, type in MBOKA family FAMIL connect CONNECT apparel APPAREL, and it should pop up. Or you can just go in the browser, web browser, and type in www.familyconnectapparel.com, and our clothing line will pop up where you can get the Kofi Piesie Research Team brand. You can get the Mossi Warrior Clan brand. You can get the Mboka brand. You can get the Niger Valley Civilization brand. You get some of our revolutionary Thomas Sankara shirts. You can get our Bay Beret shirts, which is another revolutionary shirt. You can get our Black Economics Matter shirts. I produce Black product shirts. It's tons of stuff on there, man. So go check out the website, man. Go check out some of the get some of our products. Real soon we'll be starting the Perspective show back up, where we'll be doing more interviews with more authors like we did last year. But before we start that up, we're gonna do a single show. I don't know how we're gonna work it out and how we're gonna do it, but we're gonna be giving away, some books. So we'll be giving away volume 1 of our book. We'll be giving away volume 2 of our books. We'll be giving away volume 3 of our books. We'll be giving away Luja volume 2, which is a SAR book. We'll be giving away Killmonger's Corner, the Pan-African Journal volume 2 book as well. So we'll be giving away 5 books. But we just got to work out how we're going to do it. And it's not giving away. We're going to actually, I don't know, maybe quiz or bring some people onto the panel, and we're going to talk about the process, because we've been talking about the process when we've been talking about author perspective. So we've been walking through the minds of each author that we've been talking about. So, and we've been talking about their process. We've been talking about our process, how we been actually putting books together. So we'll be talking about the process so you can win a book. So if you understand, so we'll be talking about what publishing versus self-publishing. What is a introduction dedicated forward? What the bibliography serve for? What is the process to get started with the books? We'll be talking about royalties, and so much more, man. So we just got to work out how that is, but we'll be giving away books on that show pretty soon. Again, we'll be giving away volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, Killmonger's Corner volume 2, Illusia volume 2. But again, man, appreciate y'all tuning in. Peace to those that that's been tuning in. Peace to those that may be watching this in the archives later on today. T'Challa, you got anything else, man, before I close the show out?
No, we appreciate y'all's support. Like and share the show, and have a great rest of your day.
Yes, sir. Don't eat too much of that Valentine candy, y'all. But peace and Black African power, man. And man, we'll see y'all on the next time, man. We out of here, man. Let's see. Let me do this. I think I should have this.
Log in to KofiPiesie.tv.com and get Spears of the Mossi Volume 1 by Kofi Piesie Research Team, from Spears the Pen Volume 2 by Kofi Piesie Research Team, Spiritual Combat Volume 3 by Kofi Piesie Research Team, One Night Before Bed by Any Harek Shun Kalfunny, Kalawa's Trip to the Motherland by Kofi Piesie, From Cocaine to Consciousness by Any Harek Shun Kalfunny, As I Learned, We All Learn by Kofi Piesie. Also, if you want fresh merch, go to our online store, Family Connect Apparel, and get all the brands. Also, Get our 54 deck of quiz and educational cards available now on KofiPiesie.tv.com.